New at 10, the West Springfield Police Department making several arrests on Friday. Around 2:30 a.m., police were called to the CSX rail yard after receiving reports that a boxcar had been broken into. Upon arrival, police found that the boxcar had been broken into and cases of beer had been removed from it. Police were able to verify through surveillance video that 4 individuals who broke into the car were running eastward through the rail yard towards Day and Union Streets. Officers quickly located 3 of those 4 individuals. The 4th was able to evade officers. All 3 men now face charges.